at the point of delivery, right?
The Commonwealth Games.
But generally, you take whatever time he gives first. He says 3 months. If you say, can you do in 2 months? They'll say yes. But when you do only 3 months, they'll say yes.
Right, right. And that's a great problem.
And this nodding, sometimes it might be, body language. I've seen a lot of.
There's a program coming on the TV these days.
Sometimes this can be yes, this can be no. Actually, this is no. This is yes, but this can be yes or no. So you don't know what.
Usually this program lie to me every day. 10 days.
So it's about the program.
Lie to me.
Lie to me.
Start with.
So it has been definitely a learning experience for me. Now, there's a saying in the West, nothing is as it seems in Asia. Okay? So when you are faced with a business issue, you may not have the reality in front of you. So that is something which is especially a problem. Even I think even for if you're not on the street every day, right, not dealing in the business issues every day, doing business in India is a learning experience. Especially also for engineers, because engineers are so, I think, groomed in our four walls. You are, or I think more and more, it's an issue where I still see a lot of vendors still are old school or are not educated, or somehow they have running the business, and they carry on with traditions which are sort of Indian in nature. And they make a mess of the business. They make an absolute mess of the business. So yes, I had one American company who has an office in big manufacturing plant in Pune, and so it's run by an American. So he says he has a lot of issues with this because he says, I don't know what this is. So, and then he says sometimes it's like this, so that's even more convoluted. Anyhow, next one please. Next one. Okay, prototype rapidly. Now this is an important point. Now this is something which one has to do very, very carefully. And if you're a single person, then it becomes even more difficult, because in order to, now the benefits obviously are tremendous. You learn quickly. It's all about learning. How fast can you learn, right? Faster you can learn. So the new product development is all about learning. How fast can you learn about the technology and implement it, right? It's always about learning. So the faster, and how the fastest you learn when you have a prototype in front of you. You can test it. So obviously you shorten project time, reduce uncertainty, greatly improve profitability. Right? So benefits of prototype rapidly are tremendous, humongous, but it's tricky. It's very tricky. Prototyping is expensive, right? It will greatly increase the time to finish the project if prototyping introduces unnecessary issues. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. So you have to be very careful how you execute it. These are valid arguments, so let's account for them. Let's go to the next one.
Is this inside-out approach where the engineering community feels that he has done a great job and he is doing a great job by adding in more and more and more ingredients, over-engineering the entire stuff? And the market necessity is something, a poor cousin of what this is, which is leading into cost escalations.
Yeah, I never recommend that. I think that's where market has to be the core, right? I don't recommend over-engineering at all. I think, of course, at the same time, you don't want to ignore changing requirements. They come from the sales team. Right?
But what I'm saying is, the sales team, all the research for Professor X, and then you have the PhDs who come in and say, hey, no, and I see this. And the fact that they say, no, this should apply, that should apply, and it becomes very difficult when you take them to the customer's face to customer. They don't listen. It's failure, and they say that I have this. Customer gets excited. Either he's excited this way, that way. Says, oh yeah, I need that. Then you go back to your product table. This guy would go back to the management and say, hey, the customer wanted that. The sales folks or the research didn't capture that. And then we develop a very expensive prototype. Go back to the same customer and say, oh, no, this is not what I was
Yeah, yeah. Very dangerous practice.
And then you, this is common in me.
Very dangerous practice. See, it's
because the perception of the sales guy is pretty low
Yeah.
in the country.
Right. Yeah, it's a very dangerous practice, extremely dangerous, because you want to be a small company, you want to be able to afford.
Right.
You know, you have one shot deal for small companies, so you have to be. That's why I talk about market, customer, market, and you have to have that as a central piece, and say, okay, we have to serve. Innovation has to serve a customer. Innovation is no good if it cannot see the light of the day. Nobody can discover Adnan Sami, is it? Famous singer?
Yeah.
If all he is a bathroom singer. You know, you have to bring the innovation out and introduce it to people. Right? And that has to be customer or market centric. You have to bring the innovation. Market. You have to listen to the customer, right? Stakeholders. Customer is an important stakeholder. Pay very careful attention to what the customer needs. So it's a very dangerous practice. I mean, when you have people who say, well, you know, we can do, really would like to do this because this is more exciting than doing what the customer needs.
That's pretty common in India. In multinationals,
Yeah.
putting their base here, are challenged with this situation.
Okay.
Yes, you need to restrict this guy, not take him for a call. But many a times when you're working on a new technology, you take the tech folks along. The tech folks are just, you know, it's supposed to be a keen listener, but then will become the speaker. The customer becomes a keen listener. You know, it should be the other way around. But many a times, I've seen this within the organization. I've seen a couple of cases. So what I try doing is, I try to be the tech folk, the tech person, okay? And there again there's a failure more because you're not able to capture all those ingredients what the customer would want. That's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It definitely is a challenge. It's something which, see, you learn with failures. The thing is, in a bigger organization, you're cushioned.
Right.
You're cushioned because the failure happens, and you say, okay, we'll move on to the next customer.
Right. But your credibility gets hit.
Yes. So hopefully that learning is enforced, right? But that's very dangerous practice.
Right.
So, I mean, you have to constantly educate engineers. That's a part. But engineers normally are totally disconnected with market. What market? I'm excited about engineering, right? I want to do engineering. Give me some MOSFETs to blow. Give me some embedded system to develop. You know, what customer, right? I'm just excited about being able to simulate, right? But it has to serve a higher purpose. Next, please. All right, this is some of the ways you can reduce risk while prototyping rapidly. One of them is you want the concept stage to be blessed by all stakeholders. Okay, so you want to have an earlier buy-in, right? You want to have design reviews, cross-functional teams, right? So now all these have to be managed very carefully because this can very easily deteriorate into fish market. So you want to be careful. Somebody has to be in control of the process, and that's where you want to say, okay, when you have these kind of meetings, you have the big dog with you. If you are not the big dog, so you can control the course of action, right?
I guess here the regulatory bodies should also be there. In the design reviews, whenever you are doing, we should always involve the regulatory bodies like for power we have the CPR. We have to involve them because ultimately they are the guys who certify this product to go into the market. Otherwise, they will discard that product only.
You're absolutely correct.
So I think so. We need to have that team.
Yeah. No,
Anytime it's not required by the field, but just because of the regulatory body, we have to adapt that.
Very good. Yeah, you need to really involve all the stakeholders and all the people who can have an impact on your business. right? So if you can involve regulatory people earlier on, it's wonderful. Otherwise, they'll stop you. So you didn't ask me, and now they're going to be extra tough on you because they were stakeholders and you didn't take the input. Extensive analysis, and then once you have these in place, you really, you have safeguarded yourself enough. Now you have to move from being an engineer to being a business executive. So, okay, now let me go and execute. This is enough reduction in. Of course, there's still times when you have uncertainties, right? So you can have a still big mess at your hand. I have done prototypes, and so I try to say, okay, can I get one or two? Can I get away with one or two prototypes? There have been times when I've done 5 prototypes, spent the money, and all 5 have turned out to be garbage. So that risk you do take, but so you want to minimize your risk and see how fast can you move. Cost management, again, the same principles apply. Essentially, you want to reduce the uncertainty. Next one, please. Okay, so here's an example. Motor can have several components, right? You got laminations, windings, PCB. Basically, you can have anything, any product with several, and you want to go into each category and be able to reduce your uncertainty, right? So that is the basic principle behind it. Next one. Now, embrace changing requirements, especially, I'll tell you, Motorola lost their grip on the mobile phone market. They used to be one of the leading mobile phone people in the U.S., right?
Over-engineered. Everything of theirs is
over-engineered, and one of the crucial mistakes they made. Now, when they were developing 3G phone, okay, they backed on the wrong technology, and they spent 3 years. And this was a team of 300, 400 engineers. 3 years they spent, and their stock price nosedived, and it has taken them a long. They haven't recovered. They have not recovered. But you had this really very smart business people leading the innovation effort, right? But what they had done was there was no intuitive filter. It was one big shot with a lot of ambition who says he thinks he knows the market, and then he dedicates the resources of the organization without doing the due diligence into wrong technology. So as a result, you get now the whole company suffers, right? You have the core business of the company suffer, and when you come up with a product with a high certainty and high uncertainty and high risk, right? Nobody takes it. You're way off the S curve. You may not be, God knows where you are when you come out with that product, but it was a total misfire and consequently cost the company more money. So you want to be, finely tuned to changing requirements. You have to be able to change course midway if it is critical market information. And again, you want to reevaluate your product requirements, project requirements, visibility, impact on schedule, etc. And it provides a strong competitive advantage. Okay. I think we talked about this. You have to avoid bureaucratic setup. You're there to innovate. If you have more bureaucratic setup, it's going to stifle your innovation, right? And you have to simplify. We'll talk about simplification. And then adhere to engineering standards strictly. Okay. Now what time do we have? 1. Well, we better go for lunch. We're going to be a little bit late, so why don't we break for lunch downstairs? All right, so Bhuvanesh, we have
Okay, so good. The first request is to put all the cell phones off. The first constraint is that it's after lunch.
It's after lunch.
So it has been a thoughtful task for me to talk about theory post-lunch. So keep you awake. There are 2 ways. We do something very active, or we do something very stupid. Either one of them, 2 extremes, They're going to keep you awake because you're going to say, "What all this nonsense are you going to hear of this? And are we here for this?" So they'll keep you awake or the other side. It will be an unlearning session. So it's going to be different. A lot of learning, too much here. Right? So suppose I take a glass of, this is a story from a Zen Master book. I think it's the Zen motorcycle, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle.
That's right.
Okay, so it starts from there. This comes from here. Let's see what you observe. Now, the Zen Master is sitting and somebody goes to visit him. And he doesn't look at him. He's busy doing this. And he's gone to him for a big problem of his, definitely. And the Zen Master is doing this. So the guy thinks the cup of tea is tea, is not. I mean, there is tea, there's water here. I think he'll stop now. The cup is full. And he looks at it and he continues to pour. Doesn't stop even here. Continues to pour. Doesn't stop even here. And he's pouring. He's pouring. None of you are saying anything, but when this also got filled, he said, "Master, what are you doing?"
Instrument is getting the Buddha like that.
Yes. So you got now got conscious. I must not do it there. Kept you awake. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Why?" He said, "This cup is full." He said, "Yes, I know it's full. It's overflowing. So what should I do?" He says, "Empty it." He said, "That's what you need to do. So first empty yourself, then only you will do more learning."
So whatever he taught
You who's being familiar with this word TOC or theory of strains, yeah, what is it that you are?
I mean, I had been to a training in earlier organization, and there some companies will call it probably project management, and in that organization it was a theory of constraint where, as you mentioned, priorities. Like it was very good.
So you've gone through.
Yeah.
You've gone through it. Anybody else? So it's being
limited resource.
But have you gone through?
I have not gone through.
Okay. That's what you understand about this. So let's go through understanding, not loading the mind.
life itself working is concerned.
That's true. There is a universal constant K, we know, minus 276 degrees or 176, what is it?
273.
273. And there is another universal constant C. The universal constant C is that change is always constant. Right? That's what we talked about. And make a project plan and you start with it and say everything is frozen. There's only one universal constant, that's change. And you got to survive and live in that. Now we'll do something stupid. We're all engineers, we've done this heavy course in the morning. Do something stupid. There's something here in this bag. I don't seem like a magician. Which is very strong. Very tough. Heavy. If it wraps around you, you can't break it. What do you think they can do? It's heavy, it's tough. If it's wrapped around you, you can't get free.
Chain.
He says chain. Count students and the PhD young blood. We have been keeping quiet the whole morning. Creative thinking. Innovation. Nothing that you say is wrong. It may be just different. He says chain.
Just I guess rope.
Rope. So it's tough. It's heavy. Heavy rope. Metal rope. Yeah. No guesses? Okay, I need 2 volunteers. The magician at work. Here's one. Another one. Good. So, please come up. foot, you take off your coat now. Okay? And okay, any one of you, I'll ask you to do it. Close your eyes, put your hand inside, there may be a snake in this. Tough, strong, so wraps around you, you can't open it, you can't go. Might be a python inside. Never know. Pick it up, close your eyes. Go and find out what you want. And take it up. You're the right. Teacher. Stupid thing. Right? Now can you hold one end and hold the other end? Should I ask them to pull it? Will they be able to break it? No. No. Stupid thing to do. Just pull.
It is brittle, it should.
Okay. It's not brittle. So, strong. Right? Now can I ask you to put me your hand now?
Close hands.
Yes. And you have another chain.
Sorry.
Keep the rest. Okay. Yeah. So you have now two chains. Why? Because I don't have one long one. Simple. Don't think too much about it. But I need I need one chain. Okay, so this is one chain. This is another chain. I need one single chain. What can I do? Simple.
Bind them together.
Bind them together. So can you bind them together? And make one chain out of it. Creativity at work. Simple thing. Too much overload in the mind.
I think it's possible. Yeah.
See,
Might be
great engineers, developers, they all that work. I would have done the same thing.
Tight.
Do it. Alright. It's tight. It's open again. Right. So let's put some simple basics in place. So keep things simple. First lesson. The complication is all the issue that we have every day. You have problems. Keep things simple. And you'll get the answers. Pull it now. Will it break? Okay, if it were to break, if you put two elephants on two sides, where do you think it will break?
Weakest link.
Weakest link.
Where? Can you just, there's a practical chain. Anything, any guess? I mean, we're not talking giving you strength and properties of each link. Which area do you think it will break?
Place where we join.
Will it break here, break here, break here? Common sense.
Not at the center.
Not at the center. Why?
That's a more proper joint.
That's a stronger joint. So it will break somewhere else. Somewhere else, but not here. That we are sure of. Great. So, we keep things simple, practical, go and talk to people, as you said in the morning, visit the market, get common sense. We still need you. They lot will. Right. Now I'll help you to join them. And I have put some links with me. So I have a link. Okay, this will join the chain.
Sure.
It should, of course. here. Go ahead, pull it. Okay. I think I must give you a little stronger one now. This is stronger. Stronger than that?
Yeah.
Go ahead and put it. You need to remove. Pull.
Okay.
But was the force a little,
Yeah.
little more?
Oh, yeah.
Little more force.
Like
Yeah. Okay? Now, I give you this. Pull. Will it break? No. So what did we see?
strong link versus weak link.
Sorry?
Strong link versus weak link.
Stronger than it is the organic one.
No, let's not think. Let's be very simple, grounded.
Okay.
No loading here. Simple people can just see and think what we can see. So it broke, it didn't break. So why it didn't break?
The link was stronger.
Link was?
Strong.
Now suppose I make that link still stronger. Put another one. Will it break? Obviously not. Obviously not. Right? An organization is nothing but a link. Right? We have all different sections, departments. You may have this as design section, different departments in design. You have this PPC, you have this production, then you have different departments. Organization is an interlink of links. Agreed? Understand that? And the whole efficiency of the organization, when you pull this, where did it depend upon? It broke. So that means there's some part which was not efficient as the other parts, not as strong as the other parts. So it broke. Where did it break? At the weakest link. How many weakest links were there in this chain? So any organization, any system always has a weak link. A weak link. They may be relatively very close, but they cannot be two weak links. Sometimes, odd circumstances, they could. So, as a manager, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, I must look at the weakest link. The story goes that practically you're in the industry, you all are in the industry, and he is the CEO of the industry, and he has all of you working different departmental heads, and you fix up a KRA for them. Definitely efficiency will be one factor for every one of them. Okay, and he is the head of the tool room, right? And he, by the way, was the tool room in charge when he started his career. So that's a soft corner for him. And there is production, dispatch, production, and EPC. So he comes up with an idea. Everybody got his KRA, efficiency. He comes and tells them, I have a big machine, a great idea. If you buy this machine, 10 of my guys I will not need 10 guys out of the lot, and it's going to be so. Return of investment is what you'll ask. Right? 10 guys, cost to company 10,000, 1 lakh per month, 10 lakhs a year. What's the investment? 6 lakhs, return on investment, 8 months. Do it. Right? So he makes it strong. Come back with another idea. He says, I'm still working in 2 shifts. If I do another maybe 3 lakhs, spending 3 lakhs, then my whole shop is going to be automated. So he says, he's an ex-tool room guy. Go ahead, do it. Right? His department gets stronger. But was he the weakest link in the company? He didn't even find it out. So he kept on moving from here to here and then to here. You made a weaker link stronger and the strongest where it was not necessary. That's what most of us do. we have the efficiencies fixed for everybody. And so this is efficiency. What? His cost per hour goes down. But has that cost per hour going up in any way increased the business? It's the weakest link. One weak link. As soon as it gets stronger, keep on focusing on the weak link. That's an important. For unlearning first, that we talk about efficiencies, and this is an unlearning. Efficiency is the killer. Strong definition, strong word, strong. We are putting efficiency is the killer. We learn as we go. There is another word which starts with E, effectiveness.
The link has lost.
On the link, it's only on the link. Good, we still have a doubt on this. So to clear this doubt, again need to make the same people. Now you are the CEO of the company. He is the he's the guy you can't live without. He's the guy who makes your monthly report. So he's the boss. All the report